What is up, guys? Technical Stinkers here, checking in on our little 3D print operation for today. I'm just a regular guy. I'm a business owner and I got into 3D printers and I'm seeing if I can make a little money out of it. Sort of a side hustle type of thing. So I'm doing it here at home, kind of learning the different areas of 3D printers, learning about 3D printers. So if you want to join in this process, maybe kind of see like, what's this guy doing? Can I do this? Can I make money off of this? Follow along in the channel, learn from my mistakes. I'm not the brightest, I'm not the cleanest nozzle on the 3D printer, but I'm giving it a shot and I'm doing it in a lot of different ways, trying to keep it fun and active and, variety-ish. So subscribe to the channel and follow along with me. So what am I working on today? Well, let's see what's on the plates. So I'm mostly quiet, and a lot of that's because I've got all these printers going, like new printers to look at and things like that. But a few things going on. Down here on Cobra number 4, so this is like the simplest of simple shapes. It's a triangle. It's a grid wall shelf, and I just threw that together in Tinkercad based on a grid wall snap that I got off Thingiverse. Just kind of modified it and made it bigger because I hope to use that for some product photos for the skulls mainly. And we'll take a look at that in the office here in a second. Our Spider-Man came off the plate. It's in the office. We'll look at that too. Again, sort of somewhat of a personal-ish print. And we got some more character models over here. So we got our plate of butts, and it's like a girl that's tied up. Again, I do these character models. Here, let me turn it around. I get my face in it so it seems like I have more authenticity when I kind of try to downplay this. So I do the character models. They're like spicy, sexy little dolls, figurines. I do them on a separate Etsy. They get a lot of traffic, not a lot of sales, and I think I'm gonna drop price on them soon. So I know a lot of people, it's not really their lane. Some people don't care, some people really care. So I do those. Link is in the description below because people come in from time to time asking where I get the models. It's this designer girl. She lives in Kyrgyzstan or something like that, and she's just doing it on the side. I like the design, so I'm doing those. I sell those. I've sold one. I've sold the one girl in a box. So if you want to check that out, pay for her Patreon. She puts out lots of designs. If you want more info on that, you can check the other stuff, but not featuring it too much because I'm trying to stay advertiser friendly. Speaking of which, we put out the content yesterday starting the big print with UJoy Bio. So we did that with their titanium filament. As you can see, we've already burned one spool. We got the next one going up there. So is it coming? Did it fail? Did it fail, Technicals? Where is it? It did not fail. It's right down here. And so I got the time lapse going over there, although the gantry's blocking most of the shot. But I'm actually kind of impressed because when I swapped out the filament earlier today, I was like, I don't know how long this thing's been sitting, if it's been sitting hours, if it's gonna shrink up, if it's gonna have like a really bad line or completely separate. But since I replaced it, it's been going about 4 hours now, and I'm not seeing really any separation, maybe the tiniest little line there, but really not all that noticeable. The titanium gray is coming out pretty good. It's very titanium-ish. It's like not too shiny metallic. It looks kind of like titanium, tungsten, one of those, sort of satin finished metals. Like we got about 50 hours left, so about 2 days left on this giant Moai head. Again, print sponsored by UJoy Bio. I meant to put this in the time lapse shot, but I'm like trying to figure out where to put it, and there's like nowhere where the camera will see it. Now again, with these sponsored print, I know people get crazy about like sponsored stuff, but they said, I was like, I'll print with your filament this big thing, and then I will show it every day, and then people will be able to see with their eyeballs, like, oh, I don't like that filament. Hey, I like that filament, whatever. And you can make your own judgment. So let's head into the office and see what else I got. I usually tripod up for some of these shots, but we did have sort of a somewhat issue here with the FLSUNTT T1 Pro, and I'm thinking it's operator error more so, and me not knowing how to really kind of go through the operations of this machine. So I've been working on the Dummy 13. If you've been following the channel, Dummy 13 is like an action model that you print a skeleton and armor for it, and it poses. It kind of looks like, an Optimus bot sort of thing. But the skeleton of it, you have to print in PETG or ABS or some other kind of material that's a little more durable than PLA, because it's meant to like articulate and move. I'm not even strong enough to move it. So these parts snap in. So when you snap them, like I was outlining earlier, they'll crack, especially if you're printing it really big. Now I saw that they make modified versions of the skeleton that are a little less susceptible to cracking. But those are not non-commercial. For some reason, they remixed it and made it non-commercial. So I'm gonna have to like tool with the regular version of mine because I hope to sell this. You know, I'm not just doing this for funsies because it is kind of a cool thing. So these I got to snap together without cracking. This is in PETG. Now the settings on this are a little less forgiving. I was looking around at comments, people saying to run it at like a lower infill, like a gyroid infill with more wall loop. So this is his chest section, and obviously you can see that it did fail. So what happened was, is I loaded the PETG into this FLSUNTT T1 Pro, link in the description below, and it ran out. And so when it ran out, I went to put the new filament in, and I went through and, you know, pressed load and all that kind of stuff, because usually with the Cobras or other ones, the Cobras, when it runs out, I just rip the filament out and shove a new one in there and press play, and it works. This one's a little more finicky, a little higher end of a machine that requires a more delicate touch. So when I put it back in, I noticed though, when it was loading, it almost like it defaults back to PLA settings or PLA temperatures. So I was running this at 260 with an 80-degree plate, and when I pressed load, it wanted to go back to 220/60, and I'm like, whoa, you know, that's not right. And so I killed the print because I went back and manually put the temperatures back, but as soon as it started, it went back to this PLA setting. So I think maybe there's something in replacing the filament that I got to go back through and look at. You know, and because like as soon as I get the machine running, I stop reading the instruction manual. I just kind of go for it. So that's probably operator error more than it is machine error, because the print, obviously, before that, this is no brim, no supports, nothing. PETG 260 80-degree plate. So bottom surface finish came out fine, overhangs came out fine. No inside perimeter issue, which I would think that, will it focus? No inside perimeter issue, which I think this is like, you know, this model would be prone to that. Nothing. It looks great. It's a 0.2 layer height, so it's not like the biggest, fine. It's right in the middle. So I hope to continue doing that there. Furthermore, FLSUNTT, I got this T1 Pro like a week ago, and they're asking me if I want to take a look at the S1, and I told them, yeah. I mean, I'm a say yes kind of guy. You know, I understand a lot of people don't want to take everything. I'll take everything because I vlog about it. You know, I'm just showing what I'm doing every day. So, and they also, I was like, yeah, why don't you sponsor a print too? And then maybe they could do like the dummy 13 or something like that, because I think maybe this is better in ABS. I've got some more PETG on the way, and that's why I'm not printing currently, is because this is the last of my PETG. That car part replacement kind of exhausted my supply. So I'm paused on that for now, but I think maybe an ABS or just do it in PETG again over here on the FLSUNTT is going to be a winner, because this is at 500% size. This is, you know, his chest section. So this will be a nice, big, impressive print, but that's what's going on with that one there. And in other news, now that I've got, my channel is essentially turning into a non-stop string of me talking about the free shit I've gotten. I got the Flashforge Adventurer 5M Pro here. So again, if you're looking at this model, I was having trouble like printing it. I put it in land mode and then in Orca Slicer. I'm just a big dumb, I'm a dumb, so I'm learning along with me. The settings are, they're not Octa Clipper. It's you just drop it down to Flashforge and it connects immediately. So did another test print here of the Orca Cube. I'm actually kind of impressed with it. This is a regular PLA. So here's the Orca Cube. This just stock settings, you know, right click, insert, test thing, Orca Cube. So again, stock PLA, maybe like the tiniest bit on some of the overhead. This is the top. And then here's the bottom. This is what's kind of really getting me. So the inside is hollow, and it prints with this little screw-in plug. Now obviously this prints down on the plate, but when you screw it in, you know, the finish is like, the tolerances are like very good there. So, you know, very uniform, screws in perfectly, you know, obviously no supports or anything like that. So the test print for the Adventurer 5M Pro came out great. I'm sure that was a loud boom and just hit the mic. So what I'm gonna do, and you know, this is sort of a channel meta thing, but it's just what I'm doing during the day. I don't have any room for these printers. I don't have room for this or any of the others. And so what I'm gonna do is actually, I think that the Adventurer 5M, this one here, is an ideal candidate for just kind of like sitting under my desk. And I think I'd mentioned that previously, and it's like, you know, that's not, I'm trying to like hide it or tuck it away or anything. That's kind of a clutch thing, like an enclosed 3D printer that I can just kind of put under a desk or on the floor. Like, you know, there's a lot of people out there that like maybe you live in an apartment or a, you know, just somewhere with limited space. And like this is kind of great for that because you can tuck it away. It's not like one of these open frame, like a Cobra 2 Max. You can't set that under a desk because, you know, something will fall on it. You'll kick it, an animal will fall asleep on it or whatever. This is all enclosed, so that's kind of great because I'm gonna put it right under my desk and it's just right there. And if I need to like rapidly prototype something or just, you know, kind of keep working or test something out, it's just boom, right there. It's quick and starts working immediately. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. And as far as the other printers go, I think I'm just gonna have to start putting them in my building. If you're unfamiliar, I have this big detached garage, but it's where I keep like my ugly stuff, like my tractor and my building materials and stuff like that, and my crypto miners. But it's not the best environment for a 3D printer, but for enclosed printers, maybe. So I think I'm gonna explore that today. Gonna keep working on the skulls. I've got that shelf coming out. You can see, like I have grid wall. This pretty much lines 2 out of the 4 walls in my office. And I think for the skulls over here, I've really been looking for places to do product shots for these skulls. And I think it would probably be best on like just a uniform background. The grid wall also allows me to like hang stuff up. So if I want to hang up a background, just kind of getting better product shots. And, you know, there are other people that do Etsy and do product photos and, you know, go to really these extraordinary lengths to make good pictures. And I think that is important. It's just, I don't know how to go about doing it. I don't know that I have the eye for it. I got a tin ear and a glass. What's the equivalent eye version of a tin ear? I got that. Putting this on a uniform background, I think maybe is a good way to play it. So that's what I'm printing that shelf for. Gonna be trying to manage these printers and keep something else going. Again, I've got travel coming up, so I don't want to commit to anything that's too long term, but stay tuned to see what I come up with. Love to know what you think about all these things in the comments below. Be sure to like the video because it's the nice thing to do, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm The Technicals. See you next time.